I don't have a code snippet for you today or an image to show, but I will call this a full episode because this is essentially, again, working on the second mystery. Oh my goodness, an Eldritch Parasite run. On top of Zictasso. This is going to get real interesting really fast, but at least as I was planning to play Ayaka here, which, yeah, Eldritch Parasite is going to be interesting, but maybe it works out, at least for the first mystery. We're taking Hiroko as our first mystery anyway, so it's not the worst thing in the world. At least we'll get to test things out, but boy oh boy, as we get into this Zictast, Eldritch Parasite, Ayaka run, yeah, we're gonna look for Blood Mania immediately. So, knowledge, light, second strength, charisma. I don't even want to read it all because especially if I plan to get Blade Mania immediately. Although if I'm doing Hiroko as my first mystery, I really need to. I'm just gonna call it by that name because that's literally the last quote unquote word of the mystery. But. So yeah, also I could have just left one mystery, but I'm too lazy at the moment because I'm doing a lot of stuff. So as we get into this and immediately get Fearful and Hallucinations, we're just going to have a History Club until we get Blood Mania. Alternatively, the other thing, the Eldritch Possession, but we desperately need the things. Otherwise, Ghostly Spear because we're on Eldritch Parasite, so never mind. Forget what I just said. So off we go. I'll look for the curses later. I don't want to double flashback myself and lose, basically. Shrug, that's the end of the sentence. I'm not even going to prepare either, so if we run into out of funds, so be it. One thing I will note here is that as I run into this, that's going to be random when I actually make the mystery true, but for now I just want to display that this monster does appear if you are, well, I say monster, but this monster appears here if you are unlucky enough. Basically, I'm putting you into a coin flip situation, but that's something else to think about entirely. We do have to Ghostly Spear again, and then we're just going to gamble. This does mean the boss of this mystery is going to be quite interesting to fight, but and then the other 50% is the normal Toop Doom that you may have seen me pick before. That's all I'm trying to say. Take the funds there, and if nothing else, your base roll of horror advice for the day is in that mystery with the school pool that you don't even need to remember the mystery name. Just know that you should probably pick the middle decision, especially if you're out of funds, because that will allow you to get funds to avoid the out of funds event. And that's all I have to say for today. Otherwise, the rest of this is going to be custom content / perm plugin talk. And boy, oh boy, do we have a boss fight in front of us today. Also, that monster's HP, I did bring it down because it was just a placeholder for the boss. But, you know, testing things out and testing the non-Hiroko version of this mystery, which the name is Hiroko as well, so it might be a bit confusing. Nice 90% double miss, by the way. And we're gonna keep trying our best. I could actually library notes to try and grab a thing. I could have also just guaranteed that turn, but I was feeling lazy, and into this boss fight I go. So, we are going to enter. We do get the ally for this custom mystery, and again, noting the perm plugin, I really need to just test base World of Horror. I won't throw that into a video, but as you notice, I just kind of made some adjustments. This is not the final version, by the way. I just needed to make the graphics for this video, and then I'll fine-tune it a bit more, probably one or two more times. But as we fight this, we're probably just gonna have to take this in the face anyway, so to save ourselves some time, we're going to just throw some attacks out while we hit Ghostly Spear. At this point, though, we do want to Ghostly Spear the enemy all the way to the end here, and if I even want to be a little cooler, I could try to inspect. Now my question is, do we get to do that while doing this? No. So all you get is a flash of the text that appears for a moment, which I should have changed somewhat, but if I didn't, well, hey. Otherwise, off into the rest of the run we go. So, to note here, I could just double flashback and lose, but thankfully we get a level up, so if we get Eldritch Possession, so be it. That'll probably be the best thing we have, because we don't need Blood Mania. It will help, Blood Mania will help later on, but as it is right now, no. And in fact, because of the mysteries we have, we're going to take Akamanto now, and then we're going to tree for curses, actually, funny enough. So, I would like enough funds to get a pack of cigarettes, funny enough. So, yeah, and then we get a weapon out of it as well. But really, just this pack of cigarettes so we can use it at our latest discretion. And at this point, we should be a bit better for Zictast reasons, but our combat is going to still be worrisome. Actually, what worries me the most here is the is my stamina reason on Eldritch Parasite, because I could just fail events back to back to back to back to back. But we'll worry about that later. Should also equip this Onyx Medallion. And we pretty much try not to throw away our curses. We would basically need stacks of like Stalker or something to really throw things away. I just remember I have Panic, but we're gonna option select. So if we hit 2 of these, then we just use Ghostly Spear. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to... I'm going absolutely insane. We're on an Eldritch Parasite run, and I was looking for Blood Mania. Although you should still do that. I would normally advise, if you're going with the... if you're fishing in History Club, just look for Ghostly Spear and or Mind Drain. Those are by far the most important things to look for. This, however, we do need to gamble. So, again, we're looking for 3 hits because Ghostly Spear does 6. So we need to hit all 6 to even hope. And that didn't happen. So instead, I guess we will just... we do the same, actually. We don't get more damage. Unless I throw the brick. Yeah, you know what? Actually, there's something else I could do here, but I'm just losing my mind at the moment. So... I think we can brick attack instead. No, this brick is actually quite bad. Yeah, 2 damage brick. I was like, why is it doing so little damage? It's because of that. There's not really much else I can gamble on here, though, so I could just throw the brick and be done with it. I feel like there's something else I could be doing, though. Well, yeah, I was just gonna go sleep here. I want to use the brick on Akamanto here. We also do get the box cutter, but we don't need to equip that yet, because I think we can just handcuff tech Akamanto, especially with the power of the brick, so... Now, unfortunately, we're failing events, and I'm not remembering what I lose in certain events. So, actually, Hiriko is a dead ally here in terms of her effect, because, as you've noticed, we're on Eldritch Parasite, so we actually don't heal. So, I could just Ghostly Spear this all the way down, but because we should have some leeway, I think I can, yeah, guarantee these... Never mind, I lied. We're just going to prep attack with a brick, and handcuff tech our way out. We do get some Doom for it, but Doom is not what we're worried about at the moment. So funny enough, we're going to put the Crestfallen Mask away for the moment. That does stave off the Zektast Doom increases, but we don't need that at the moment. So into Teacher we go. We get flashbacks, but we have Eldritch Possession, thankfully, so we don't get super oofed by Zektast. On top of flashback dexterity decreases, and we just hang up immediately and try to save as much reason as possible. It's not likely we're going to survive, is what I'm trying to say. 12 reason, starting your 3rd mystery on an Eldritch Parasite run does not lend itself to a lot of fun times. What I will look for, though, is for Doom. Basically, this is some base World of Horror stuff. Although, keeping in mind, the Perm plugin stuff is also happening here, so... Blood Mania, I might actually just reroll here until I find Blood Mania. It's that important. And yeah, at this point we should be good for encounters. We're still worried about stat checks though, so hopefully we get enough curses to increase our stats so that we can pass most events. That's right, we have Fearful. I actually need to get rid of that if possible. That's actually actively hurting me. And unfortunately we run into a ghost enemy as well, so I guess it's a good thing I have Ghostly Spear, that way I don't have to worry about much else. I could brick this ghost as well. We do quite a bit of damage with our brick, but yeah, let's do this actually, so we can save as much as possible. Our kicks should be relatively okay. It's the thing. Is my reason actually healing here, by the way? I don't think so. Anywho. We're going to try to survive with 8 reason. I don't think we have a light source, so that light check is going to be something we worry about as well, but... As for everything else that happens in this run, we'll do our best. So, we should be able to hit most of these kicks. We'll just boost 1 just to be sure. I think we can even... Nope, prep is not affected as much by the increases. But we only need to hit 2 of these kicks. So, as Sensor Bunny goes on the screen, we will do our best. Now, this unfortunately is not affected, but I could still Ghostly Spear. Yeah, you know what? We're going to Ghostly Spear this. Because this will quicken the... This will make this encounter a lot faster for me. Could choose to do something else, but we're gonna brace instead. That means I didn't... No, yeah, we still needed to do this, because if we did not do the Ghostly Spear, this school would be at 21 HP, which is not enough to get that encounter through and over with. I did forget my second encounter anyway, but as I just mentioned, Doom is not at the worry at the moment. So, into Festival I go. Could also take Painting. It's a light source in case we do Festival stuff. But hey, Fearful, we can't have any Fearful stacks on us. Although the Panic is a little bit worrisome, but at this point, we just have to deal with it. Doom Effigy would be a nice little top off, but otherwise, Quick Thinking for Dexterity and for the Quick Thinking check in the Mansion event, because we are exactly in Painting, so we are doing a bunch of Mansion investigations. Lower Doom here, and let's see what else we can do. But really, crossing our fingers and hoping that we don't fail events, that's the main issue at the moment. We can't ignore the tent, so we're going to take that instead. That was a luck check, I forgot. I usually remember that's a luck check. I had an inkling in the back of my mind, but I was like, I want to see what I actually lose for that. But otherwise, yeah, double Panic, 60% kicks is not great, but we're going to queue up a Ghostly Spear. I should have used it there. I guessed wrong. Well, I thought I could get more damage than I thought. Actually, I only needed to prep attack into a Ghostly Spear, so I am completely autopiloting too much is what I'm trying to say, but we'll deal. 5 Reason, though, doesn't lend itself to a lot of good hopes for the rest of this video, but hopefully it's fine. We do get a curse for that. I think that counts, even though it's given by a custom event, but yeah, I'm taking more Reason damage. I really should remember these events by now. We'll actually fight this boss. It's actually better for me to fight this boss. But as for anything else, event-wise, oh boy. So, yeah, I think we might as well do this. I don't think we get to option select here. No, we don't. So, we hope we hit all these kicks, really. And if not, that's the end of the run, because that was 5 Reason damage I was taking. But anywho, I'm looking at something in real life. We do get time skip, but that doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter, because we are dealing with Reason problems. So into Festival I go. Masochistic Curse Signs. Unfortunately, we don't heal any Reason, but the max Reason is perfectly fine for the moment. We take our Doom. In fact, I should probably just keep taking Doom here, but we'll look for allies instead. Might as well play it safe. Yeah, end of the sentence. But as this run comes to an end, whether because we lose all of our Reason or possibly even all of our stamina somehow, but the point I'm trying to make is that, you know, did our little test, did the little bit that I can do, even though it took me less than an hour, and in fact 45 minutes was just me bug testing because I bugged myself out. But as we get our free 32 damage, in fact probably even more, yeah, 48 damage guaranteed, we don't need a Ghostly Spear anymore, but my Reason. We do have a light source and the charisma, yeah, add 8 charisma, so as long as we stay relatively healthy here, in fact, even if we level up, we should be able to pump into charisma anyway. We take the stamina damage there. And we should be able to survive, but we'll find out. So, as we get our 48 damage through, we're definitely just going to run on timeline B, but I'm going to be doing what I can anyway. So, one little bonus thing, this doesn't have to do with game development or World of War, is that I might be putting out something on another game. You've seen me actually play this game on this channel, so we'll see. But as we actually do run into this, and Masochistic doesn't proc, unfortunately, we will get Sectasted for a moment, but we should be able to put our Charisma back up to 8. I'm just going to check the Lighthouse really quickly, though, just to be certain. But we do have the Charisma check. Do we have the 6th floor? We do, so we absolutely do have the Charisma check. The question is, do we... Well, it doesn't really matter. And in fact, we get double Charisma, so yeah. Even if our charisma drops one more time, we should be perfectly fine. For thoroughness' sake, I could drink this energy drink, but I'm feeling relatively lazy. Although what I will do is equip this Crestfall Unmasked, just to be certain that our Doom doesn't shoot up to the 84% Zectast threshold. But otherwise, funny enough, we actually did survive this. Lucky enough in events, but also, to be fair, Eldritch Possession does help your odds. What was my second mystery? I think it was Akamanto. And if that's the case, well, actually, unless I fought something else in Here We Go, it actually should have been the thing. So you'll notice I put an A here. That's to kind of distinguish it between the two. Unfortunately, I did fight something before the boss, unless that was something different. But yeah, off we go. So yeah, without further ado, if you have anything to say, anything to suggest, any questions, comments, concerns, criticism, so on and so forth, I don't want to take up much more of your time. You know what to do. I'll stumble on my own words, but hey, I'll thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!